now that gathered the material or resources from Mining Camp 18, we're gonna head on out to our next port of call, which is here, Christiaan Huygens on Huygens 7B, 7A, excuse me. But before we do that, I need to put some of the materials we gathered into not ship storage, but another kind of storage, which I'll show you.
Everything looks good at my station, Captain.
This is Dogolovka, and he is a Solston. He's the second maintenance ship. Walk on back. Gus Benowitz is our...
Hi, Captain. Good to see you.
Gus Benowitz is our electrical officer. And as I was saying, I don't use my ship, my ship's cargo hold for this. I have a linked utility box by Darkstar, Wicked Gaming. This is pretty much infinite. I keep certain items in case I need them at an outpost where I need to either build something or repair something. Another mod, which is the cargo hold, I can put multiple of these around the ship. And they're great because as I pop up, I can go over to the cargo hold and do what I need to do. One of the things I'm going to do, or actually the thing, is we picked up a lot of polymer, and I want to put some of that in the ship, in that box there. I'm going to take 1,000 units. I know that seems excessive. I don't need 1,000 units, but I'm going to take it anyway.
Whoa! Let me help haul some of that stuff, Chief.
Gideon's my chief mate, and he is my follower. So I'm going to put that in here. Alright. Now I have polymer in the ship store. This is BD8, which is the BD1 mod from radiclown. I renamed him using another mod to BD8. Because BD1 belongs to oh my goodness, his name slipped me.
All systems looking good, boss.
I don't remember his name. I'm gonna take off.
Time to put this bird into space.
Okay. Commentary is by propulsion specialist.
Stabilizing orbit, everything looking good.
Hailing unknown vessel, colonists here in distress. We could really use your help. Could you... Thank you for responding. We had someone jump in and leave without even saying hi. We're with, List, and we're just trying to get to our new home. But our grav drive is old, like really old, and I'm afraid it's given up the ghost. And we're just 2 jumps away from starting a new life. We have a workbench here, but we need just common old iron, a lot of it. Then we should be able to jury-rig some repairs. Any chance you have some? We'll pay loads more than the iron's actually worth. That should do us. Thank you. And this should cover the iron, and then some. We'll be heading out hopefully shortly.
That was a great deal. I sell iron at 1 credit a piece, so for 20 units of iron I made 15. That's like 70 times the amount. That's incredible. And one thing I want to point out here is I have a ship that's following me, an escort. See if I can get over there. Probably not, because he's following me. So wherever I move, he's going to stay in back of me. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into free camera. Oh, yeah. All right, that's the Appomattox. What's the guy that's Eric Von Price? He's captain of this ship. This is the Watchtower mod by Kinggath, and it allows you to have up to 8 following ships. The thing is, when you have 8 ships, nothing stands in your way, and so it's like really no fun at all, because you sit there and watch the other 8 ships destroy your enemy. I'm gonna go ahead back on the Cygnus Rift here, and we're heading over to using the Astrogate mod, and I have it set up such that even though I'm selecting Huygens VII-a, I'm not going to go there. Where I'm going to go is to the Sun Huygens. I have it set up that way because if I were to jump directly to the planet, I wouldn't be able to use the new freelance. That stuff. Part of the Astrogate mod is the fuel mod, which is pretty cool. Real fuel immersive exploration. See, my fuel went down, and it's just one more thing that makes it realistic, because it's something I have to keep track of. Head on over to. There we go. We're going to head over to Huygens VII. It's going to take about, I don't know, a couple minutes, 7,000 light seconds. And while we do that, yeah. So I can do little things like I'm almost out of fuel.
I was hoping you'd stop by.
Omari Hassan is the one guy you
Always a
have
pleasure,
to get
Captain.
almost immediately. He is so important to your shield. In fact, I think he's one of the most, other than the Constellation people. Alright, I'm going to refuel the ship.
Ready for action, Captain.
And then we might as well go back, have a coffee. Somewhat reminiscent of the Nostromo's dining area. Of course, it's a lot smaller, but it reminds me of it. All right, we're less than 2,000 light seconds. Time to get up and head on back to the captain's chair. over to Huygens 7A. C. Somewhere there's an A. A. I'm waiting to see. Oh yeah, I think he did. I think the appomattox. There it is, right there. The appomattox. No, that is not the appomattox. That is the three-star collective ship. That's my freighters. One of the freighters that goes to Huygens. Well, he'll be there. Christian's the name of the outpost I have on Huygens.
Not exactly the liveliest place in the galaxy.
We mine nickel, cobalt, and tazine, and the new X-Tech resource that we gained.
Everything's 5 by 5, Captain.
This is another mod.
Hey.
SKK output is it output manager? It's outpost attack manager. Great mod. I can have up to 8 more
Excuse me.
NPCs roaming around the base, and it just fills up the base. So that would be a total of 16. I think you can have up to 8 on a base. I recommend it. It's on creation. All this other stuff is our mods. I'll tell you, when Bethesda added these numbers, the numbers and the letters, that was so helpful to me. This space is relatively small, meaning there's only 3 or 4 resources. But some of my bases have 10, and it's like trying to keep track of where all the containers, well, I know where they are because I can look at them, but what's in them is the key. What the heck is in here and what's in there? And so, for example, this is X-Tech, and I don't have this labeled, but this is helium. Tazine, can't. Tazine. Easier. The base does not look big. When you are up here, the base does not really look that big until you start running around, and then it's like, it's a big base. So, Bethesda put the Deimos in, which was great. And the problem for me is it was so big, I couldn't get between my containers. So this was a paid mod, well worth the $3. This is a Sandcat. There's like 4 or 5, maybe 6 different ones. This is perfect for me. It's got the shovel and the axe in the back, it really looks like it's used for outpost management. Great. Alright, we're at nickel. We're gonna go transfer the containers from here over to the ship. We'll sell it. Another thing I use numbers and letters for is tell me what container I should start with. And for example, this is container 1. I'm going to start here. I use the personal atmosphere power because I'm at level 10. Yeah, I can move an awful lot of stuff without having to worry about my oxygen depletion. So let's start pulling up all the nickel.
I've got some room in my pack if you need it, Skipper.
Okay. Number 2, we're going to start here. And number 3. I didn't think it. I didn't hear the little click. Let's look at my inventory. I've got 17.5, and let me look at my chart here. I should have 17.5. Yep. So I took all the nickel, and I'm going to transfer it over to the Cygnus Rift, which you see has a lot of capacity, but it's filling up fast. Because of one of my skills, that will go up to 69,000 once I board it. So sometimes I have to use the cat to bring me up to the ship, and then I can get on the ship and unload all of my material. So look at cobalt. And cobalt's a little different because I am sending via cargo link cobalt over to Mining Camp 8. Let's see, I think it's mid-system supply depot takes so much cobalt that the extractors on Camp 8 can't keep up. So what I do is I send some of the cobalt we mine here over to Mining Camp 8 to help supplement. As a result, I can't take all the cobalt, so I leave 500 units. Plus there's 500 or 600 units on the cargo lane, so that's plenty until the containers start filling back up. Number 1 is here.
I will never get sick of watching you do that.
I have to do this pretty quick, because if I don't, the minerals from that series of tanks over there will start filling up this tank, these tanks over here, and that means I have to come back and do this all over. Okay. So, vehicle is a good thing to have on hand, so I can quickly get over to the next series of tanks. There are not. Alright, I should have 8,000 units of cobalt according to my chart here. I do. Put that on board the ship. And our final resource is hazy. Problem. Here. Hazing's the same way because we send hazing over to New Haiti for the fabrication of hazing superconductors. I can't have this run dry. So we'll start over here.
I can carry stuff too, you know.
Got it. Goodness, I am having a hell of a time getting, I just don't hear the click. That's all. Make sure I have all of them. Yeah, that one should. Oh, nope, I missed one. I thought I did. Let's clear out my spraying. See if I have something cheaper. Anchored immobilizer. No, immobilizer's the cheap one. Okay. Have to get more of that stuff. Okay. Now, we should have, or I should have, 3,000 units of hazing. I do. So we're set there. And just to point out, because of the Terran Armada mod, we have a new resource, which is X-Tech, and I think this is the X-Tech extractor. 1 unit per day. It is, which kind of makes sense. I mean, this stuff is used for a lot of things, and you don't want to overdo it. Here's the container down here. 24 units. Okay. Rush back to the ship. So this is what I mean. If I had the cart, it would be here by now. that's it. So that is Christian taking the resources from Christian and putting it on the ship, and away we'll go to the next protocol, which is Zebra Station, which is on Fermi 7A. That's it. Thank you for watching.